Hello fellow self-publishers, my name is Bethany Stahl and I am a full-time author and illustrator. Welcome to my channel where I post videos all about self-publishing every single week. So if you are interested in self-publishing, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. That way you can catch up with every single video about publishing. Today we are going to be talking about how to add up to 10 categories to your books listing on Amazon. Now this is really cool and really helped change the game when I was very first getting started with publishing, because I only thought you could do 3, which is all you can see on Amazon's product page. But there are a secret hidden categories that you can add up to 10, and it will only show the top 3 that you're listed in. So if you are a member of my self-pub patron, you have already gotten access to this a long time ago of my favorite ways to find categories, and also a tool I use to help find new categories. So if you're a self-pub patron, this may be old news, and if you want to be a self-pub patron and have early access to information and get insider information behind the scenes of all these videos and extra tools and tips and tricks and documents to help you out, go over to patreon.com/BethanyStahl where you can join and get access to all of that information.
So what I'm going to do is go over to my KDP and sign in. I'm then going to go over to Help and Contact Us. Now I'm going to talk about Amazon product page and expanded distribution, and then I want to update my Amazon categories. So once you get to this page here, you are going to submit a request for all of the categories. So you don't need to send them individually. You can make a nice long list of everything you'd like to add and remove. I do change my categories over time just because sometimes there are new, better categories that pop up that better define my book that I want to jump into, and other ones that I was in that have now become a little bit vague, or I found better ones to replace it. I will go ahead and ditch that and add a new one. So just follow the directions here and then send them the message, and they will typically add it within just a few days. I've seen it as quick as 24 hours, but Amazon's pretty good with their customer service, so it does happen within typically 24 to 72 hours in my experience.
On Amazon, you can search for categories by going to their books and looking on this side panel of all of these little things that are under the categories. And the more you keep clicking, the more you can keep finding.
Where it says children's books, I'll click on, and then I will sort of go through these and click on anything that seems like it can fit my book, and just try and narrow it down more and more and more to try and figure out which is the best. So just keep going through these categories, and then don't be afraid to look up books that are similar to yours in similar areas. So if you have a rhyming book, look up another rhyming book and see what categories they've used. And you can slowly start to find more categories that way by seeing, oh, my book is similar to the Bad Seed, or, my book is similar to the Little Blue Truck series. So see what categories they're in. And of course, if it's seasonal, take advantage of that, because seasonal books are great. As you can see, Valentine's is starting to pop up, and that is where we go from there. There is also a free tool, which I always mention and highly recommend. It is from Nerdy Book Girl, and it's a category hunter. So what you can do is enter a book. I like to do this with my own book, so I can enter my own book, see what categories I'm in, because Amazon will only show you 3, even though you can be listed for 10. So by doing this, you can see other books' additional categories, or you can check on your own book. That way, when you are updating your categories, you can see which ones you want to remove and which ones you want to add, which I like to do because I often forget what categories I even put myself in. So definitely take advantage of this tool provided by the Nerdy Book Girl. It is one of my favorites.
Now, having specific categories is not a bad thing, because the more specific your category, the higher you're going to rank in that category, because there's not as much competition. And you want to be higher in your category. That way you get seen by more buyers and you are able to attract more readers, more buyers, and you may even get to have that fun little tag that says you are #1 best-selling in your category. So try to find specific categories to your book. That being said, I have seen some authors who go and find specific categories that are not pertaining to your book, but they have low competition, and they will get a bestseller tag, and it will be a book about friendship, and they will be #1 best-selling in aerospace technology. And don't do that. I know a lot of people say, yeah, but you're a bestseller that way. But you're really not, because that's not the category you're in. So make sure you are finding categories for your book, because you want people to find your book and read your book. And if your book is about friendship and somebody's browsing aerospace books, they may not want to buy your book about friendship for kids when they're looking for a textbook about really in-depth science.
And when you are listing your category, Amazon likes you to narrow it down for them, so you can't just put children's environment and ecology books. You can't just put that category header in there. You have to list the whole link tree to get to it. Otherwise, they do get confused, and they will either not add your book, or they'll ask you for the appropriate full link. So what you do is look here. So it's books, then it's children's books, then it's science, nature, and how it works, and then it is environment and ecology, and then that keeps going. So sometimes these can get quite lengthy, because some of these have categories within categories within categories, which is amazing, because the more specific, I think, the better. So instead of staying broad, try to go specific with your categories, and then just make sure you do the whole tree for Amazon. That way it's easy for them, and they can move along on their end and get it right in the categories. That way it's a smooth process for everybody. All right, so once you have all of that filled out, just go ahead and send them that message. And within 24 hours, they said you should receive a response, which is when they will put the categories in action, but you won't see them actually appear on the Amazon page, like I said, for about 24 to 72 hours, because it does take a little bit of time to update, and then you should see your book ranking in those categories. If you don't see your book ranking in those categories, it could be perhaps that you have not yet sold a book, which you will have to start selling to start ranking yourself. So once you start selling books, that's when you're going to see your ranks start to grow and change and shift. Take time to do that for all your books, and it is different for every version. So just because I added 10 categories to my paperback book, I now have to pick 10. Those can be the same 10 or different 10 for my hardcover and my ebook. So don't just give up after you've done one. Make sure you do it for all of your books for your best possible chance of success.
Thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you enjoy finding your 10 categories and updating them to help your book rank and sell. And I will see you all next time. Again, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you all next time. Happy publishing.
If you are looking for more information about publishing, go over to bethanystahl.com/classes to see a huge collection of information that I have gathered for you, separated out into topics. Now, most of these classes are free to access, but there are a few that are exclusive to my self-pub patrons. If you do want to join that, go over to patreon.com/bethanystahl, where you can join and get access to the classes, as well as other behind-the-scenes tips, tricks, and documents that are exclusive to that squad. If you are trying to get into contact with me to ask questions, the best place to do that would be Patreon. I do see all of those messages and comments first, and I am able to reply to those almost immediately. I hope this video has helped, and I will see you all next time.